مين هنا عنده خلفية عن إيش هو concept art؟ أو حتى لو أي شيء بسيط. Okay, I have one person, so that's good. طيب, I'll give a short brief قبل ما أدخل على concept artist. هنشرح what is concept art. Concept art هو دحين في production phase when a person wants to make a movie. We have 3 phases. أول شيء pre-production and a production phase, and then we have post-production. Concept art واحدة من very important stages اللي هي في pre-production phase اللي هي تخلي let's say تديك a full image على كيف الفيلينج حق السين، على كيف المود اللي they want to deliver to you خلال a certain scene or certain act ولا any part of the scene. They have to have a concept art because ما يقدر الدايركتور يتخيل كل شيء verbally. I'll explain now. It is an artistic vision to empower a franchise. We want to have Superman يبين his glory. How can I show his glory? هروح الدايركتور للناس اللي they're shooting the movie. Show Superman his glory. طيب how? So هيجي concept artist هيعمل a picture, a fast picture. Superman واقف بس على spotlight مثلا أو على a very wide scenery بس الsun مركز عليه. The background كل eyes it leads to Superman because he is the most important part in the whole shot. A visual representation of a design, idea or a mood. So when you see that image تحس the importance of this character. Aesthetic حقه كيف. Okay? So المود هو a purpose. Why do you want to feel مثلا amazed by this character? So you're gonna feel that feeling بسبب الconcept art. فحيجي ياخذ البرسون اللي shooting مثلا الموفي ياخذ الimage هذه and they're gonna implement it in the final image. What does concept art involve? It involves mood shots, detailed schematics, all characters. So ما يقدروا يجوا ياخذوا الأكتر ويحطوه في الموفي. طب كيف حيكون شكله؟ They can't just imagine it. فيجوا الناس اللي هم عندهم creativity وعندهم background في الأشياء هذه. So يعملوا sketches، يعملوا ideas ويوروها للدايركتور. الدايركتور هو اللي يختار how to يعني يختار أكثر واحدة مناسبة للشوت هذه ويختارها ويحطها they implement it on the character. So why concept art? زي ما قلنا أول, it helps directors and more technical people to visualize an idea, showing the bigger picture. Okay? So يجي director who's like, hey Sam, I want you to create this, to take this table and glorify it. طيب حياخذ a director, people who's gonna shoot the movie, glorify this table. طب how? They can't see it. فيجي دور a creative person. He sketches a table with a certain setting. Let's say, for example, a chair. ينفع نطفي الألوان هذه فوق؟ خلينا نطفيها كلها. أحد متضايق من الضلمة؟ We're good? Okay. Alright. So, let's see here. What do you get from this scene? There's a chair in every scene. But what do you get from this one?
Abandoned house. Abandoned house.
Yeah, abandoned house. A poor person, مثلا. Someone مهمل, مثلا. And the second image.
An emperor.
Yeah. Why? Because it doesn't just happen. There's a certain reason that you can feel the glory of this chair. There's light hitting on it. It's elevated. It's higher than the rest. So the artist, he knows how to, because their background and all their practices, they know their observation. They know what makes an object important. It's the lighting, it's the setting, it's everything. And let's see the third picture. It has this dark vibe, even though it's let's say it's a rich person's house. but it still has this, maybe I got it, it has this evil sense to it because all the colors are dark and there are small spotlights everywhere, okay? And the following image is a colorful, it's a cheerful one, probably belongs to a rich person also. So you see here are bland pictures of chairs, but with the concept art, they know how to make it have a feeling, have a character. Anything can have a character. It doesn't characterizing does not only belong to people. It also belongs to objects, to trees, to plants, to animals. You can characterize anything. But there is probably a small confusion. A lot of people think concept art is the same as illustration. Like, I want to be a concept artist. Also, I want to paint. No, that's not what I want to do. I don't want to just paint. I don't want to illustrate. There's a very big difference between illustration and concept art. Okay? They're not the same. Concept art is very quick, loose, and it's focused. And it's focused. So you see here, the image, it flows into a certain point. And it makes you focus on what? Can you see it?
Action.
Yeah, it's an action scene between Superman and Batman. Okay? So it intensifies this action, this very action, the battle. If you look closely, you will find the strokes, they're very scribbly. They're just fast strokes. They're not finished, they're not finalized. But you can see the full image, you can see the full picture. Right? Or is it not clear? Please let me know. Okay? So he has the light hitting certain points and he details only these certain points. So the eye focuses on that part. So now the director has a full image of how I want the scene to look like. So now people who are going to shoot the movie or the pre-production team, they're going to create this light, the setting, the same, exactly the same as a concept artist did. Okay? While illustration is heavily detailed. A concept artist has a very short deadline, so they have to create an image very fast. But whereas an illustrator, they have all the time in the world to create every single tiny detail. And anywhere you could look, you'll find details. I'm not sure if it shows back there. It's a bit blurry, but you can tell that the difference here, there are very tiny details everywhere, unlike that image. There you can see the full picture. Here, you see all the details. Why? Because it sells. People love beautiful art. People buy these posters, they buy merchandise out of this artwork. It makes people passionate about the franchise. It's like seeing a picture of a normal tiny burger versus Big Mac. What are you gonna go buy? Big Mac. Because it looks juicy, it looks delicious. You know they put time and effort to create that photo shoot. Okay? So this is the difference. That serves a shorter purpose. So now you have an idea of the difference between concept art and illustration. An illustration can be based off an image from a concept art piece. Okay? So basically, without concept art, video games and movies would be a total mess. I'm sure you get the idea now, because without it, these directors or these filmmakers won't have a guideline to walk through. On the creation of Nemo, Finding Nemo, the storyboards, there were colored storyboards. Every scene had different colors because there were different moods under the water. So they have to have a base of how do they want it to look like in the end. They're not just line storyboards. Right? So what is it like to be a concept artist? A lot of people wonder, what do these people do inside these caves? They're very quiet people, most of them, not all of them of course, but you don't tend to see them on the streets, unlike other fields maybe. I'll leave you with a short video.
What's supposed to
Is it on?
Yep.
Hi, I'm James Scott. I am a concept artist and I am the creative director and founder at School of Excellence. I love communicating the idea. If someone can feel sad by looking at a painting or an illustration, then I think my job is done. If they can see a painting when I want them to feel happy and they feel happy or excited, that's when I'm most satisfied and most happy. When you're up in the mountains and you see a beautiful sunset, it brings a sensation to your heart, right? You feel something warm, it's romantic, it has certain types of feelings associated with that. And within concept art, it's much the same way, because when someone looks at a picture or an illustration, they're trying to communicate a feeling. Whether it's a spaceship flying through a sunset or a flock of birds flying through a sunset, it almost doesn't matter. But you want the person to feel what you want them to. For any artist that's trying to get out there, really try to just take it slow too. Understanding not the details first, but just understanding the subtle nuances. What time of day is it? What is the mood, the color palette? And then once all that's established, we can go in and reinforce the mood with the details.
Before you know it, your skill level is just going to escalate beyond what you can really think of. So what do you do with that tool once you have that ability? And that's where the studying of nature and all that kind of stuff has to come in to kind of balance both of those out. And it's understanding of that taste level that I think is a little hard to teach. And it's definitely based on experience and growth and exposure. And that's what I would want to let other artists to know as well. And because of that, because it's so fun, because you use a pencil as a way to communicate, and you're using these tools that you use ever since you were a kid, how is that not your dream job? You're using a creative outlet and just really keying into your child heart and just having a lot of fun. And I think that is such an expression of being free and being creative at the same time, because being creative is having freedom. And I think that's something that we can definitely try to promote and push. And I think it's something where I've never thought of it as a day of work, just more of a day of fun.
Alright, sorry guys for cutting up on that part. Their camera died at that point, so I'll continue from here, just a tiny part. Well, after that video, we definitely have some amazing artists too, because we were too used to seeing those people who we look up to outside of our region, and they seem so far away. We can't really always reach them. I mean, rarely they can reply. Some of them give really amazing workshops, but not all of them are reachable. So we're going to talk about the ones we have within our community, the ones closer to us, the ones who understand what we all go through and and pretty much they all shared the same learning process. Introducing our amazing MEENA artists. Alright? So we have a lot of them: animators, concept artists, character designers, comic artists, illustrators, and much more. There are so many amazing people, so many talented people. You would see them all condensed in one place at Comic-Con, usually. This is where our place, as they say. So I'll start introducing them. One of my very, very inspiring friends, Osama. Osama is a character designer currently at Ubisoft Abu Dhabi. He's a concept artist. He worked on several projects. He has 4 years in the video game industry. You can check out his website. It's amazing. He took a 1 year of art. He attended that 1 year in an art school, and he trained with Ubisoft also, I think, for 1 year. And then he started working with them in Abu Dhabi. These are some of his amazing artwork, and I'll play this little video here. I'll just jump through it. You see, he's very inspired by League of Legends. This is his process. He's blocking out shadows, values. So Osama really cares about bringing out the values and the composition also. He takes good care of it. You see the artwork up there. He has the light coming from here, so he forces the eye to go from here to there. These things come only after a lot of process. I mean, he's one of the most people who practices, and he's very nice. I mean, everything he works on, he used to show me. Everything he purchases, all the tutorials, or all the brushes, all the resources, he used to share everything. I learned so much from him. I mean, literally spending 1 year with this guy taught me more than the past 5 years of my life, pretty much. These are some game assets he has done as a commission for a game. Where is my mouse? There it is. So he's still adding some details, and now he added more color, so we get the feel, the evil feel, the fiery, flamey, orangey colors. I can't speak suddenly. Okay. More red. So he really takes care of the reflection over the metal. Reflection of the fire on metal. Of course, every material has to reflect like light differently. This is how he starts creating a concept artwork because he wanted to create an illustration. So first of all, he blocked down some silhouettes. Okay. And then he detailed them a little bit, and then took his favorite, or the ones he thought they worked most, and added some reference images for the materials and for the objects they're carrying and the creature he wanted to accompany this person. He's very inspired by Moroccan traditional outfits and objects, little bells and all that golden stuff. Okay, so this is how he builds up for his final image, and he added some small descriptions to help him visualize how the final one would look like. And this is the final illustration. I think it's amazing. This is also a remake of an older version, which I did not include in the presentation. I'm very sorry. But this one's much more clear. It has better values, better color values. It fits the atmosphere. You can see he added some movement here, the motion blur, some smoke coming out. And next, Osama has worked with his friend, also a good friend of mine, Nabil, and they worked on a project called Haven. Haven is a story of a world. It's a concept of a world. Inside this book, they described the characters and their companions and the worlds and their creatures in that universe. The writing was done by Nabil and the artwork was by Osama. It's gorgeous. I literally could not put it down. I mean, look at the cover art. It's amazing. The details are fantastic. This was one of my favorite creatures in the book, the Shroud. It's great. I suggest you guys take a look at it. Alright. of course, during the presentation, I passed down the book so everyone can take a look at it. Maybe you guys can contact them if you want a copy. Okay. And then moving next to one of my greatest friends and most inspiring people, honestly, Ahmed Beiruti. This guy is a workaholic. I've never seen someone work so much as this guy. He barely sleeps, I think. I don't even know if he sleeps or if he, whatever. But he has 8 years in the animation and art industry. He works currently at Eating Star Studios as an animator and an artist. These are some of his artwork and animation. This guy's pro. You see, he has a very distinctive style even in his animation. His line work, he tends to create 3D looking art, but 2D, which is with playing with the values. He plays with the values so much that it ends up looking like a low poly 3D. He also uses After Effects and several, yeah, he uses After Effects and Photoshop, Toon Boom, I think. No, I don't think he uses, I think he uses mainly Photoshop and After Effects for animation. The one at the bottom, this one I think it was done with After Effects. I'm babbling so much, I'm sorry. Okay, so on to the next slide, which starts again from the video, which I'll be adding. Leave you with the video. So we're back again. Okay, so these are some of his work, animation frames. This is all practice art, concept art. He studies a lot. Ahmed is working on a personal project called Lily, and these are some of the concept art for the project. He still he isn't in the final, it's not in the final stages yet, but he's always constantly creating more ideas, developing his characters, developing the mood of the project. I think it's going to be a short movie or a movie. So these are some cutscenes and some animation tests for the battle scenes. You can see that each and every one has a certain mood. So he really knows what he's doing with the colors, with the values. He's a very good observer. Okay? So, on to the next artist. My friend Rashid. He's a Kuwaiti artist who's 2 years at the digital art field, currently digital marketing working. These are some of his concept art. He's very much into mech design. He has very intricate designs. He's also good traditionally and digitally. These are more of his illustrations. This one has a warm color palette, more details, more mechanical. He observes a lot. He practices from daily life, of course. Most artists have this in common. The observational part. Aya Al-Hajri. She is an animator and an illustrator who is 4 years in the experience, working currently as a background artist in Cartoon Network Arabia in Abu Dhabi. Aya has a very good, she's very good with her background art. These are all some background artwork that she has created for different companies. This one is for Hybrid Humans, also an Emirati game development company by our friend Fakhra. This is for her game, Hop Hop Away. These are some more of her artwork. Some animations. Aya does a lot of life studies. That's how she gets her practice. That's how she gets better. She sketches, then she inks, and then she colors finally on Photoshop. All right. Aya also has a personal project called Maze Delight. These are some character designs for her character Raven, who is a crow keeper. And some this was a poster design, I think, and this is some concept art. She's still developing the project. It's going to be a comic, I think. Next is one of my biggest inspirations and also my teacher, pretty much. She brought me from darkness to light because she took me from, I was probably taking the wrong path in learning art because I was learning and I wasn't improving much. And then she guided me to create better artwork. She's a Saudi artist, 8 years of experience, currently studying game design in Canada. Of course, y'all can write down all their websites and everything so you can remember. These are some of her concept work. She has very good understanding of value and color. She knows what she wants it to feel 100%, and she's also very good with her anatomy practice. She also practices a lot. These are all anatomy studies, life studies. These are very important for every single artist. Nobody's going to improve without this. Nobody. If you think, yeah, I'm sorry, but a lot of artists, I've known people from 10 years, and until now they did not improve a tiny bit. They're improving very slowly, a process you can finish in 2 years. And they're taking very long because a lot of them are stubborn. They don't want to improve. They don't care about it. So you see she characterizes even animals. That one has very good light color values to it. These are some of the game development projects she has done for her college, backgrounds for a game, character concepts, animation. She's also good with pixel art. She's also good with 3D animation, everything, mashallah. All right. So coming next is also a good friend of mine, Hisham Habshi, a Moroccan artist, 10 years of experience, working as a senior creative designer in one of the biggest companies, one of the biggest media companies in the Middle East. This is also his website. These are some of his artwork. He is on a very professional level. These are some of his line work, his coloring, fan art. I included a variety of his work so you can see the different styles he approaches. Sometimes sketches, sometimes final. And this one explains how probably he works. He usually sketches first, and then he inks, and then he adds colors and values. These are some of his more detailed work. These two are key art for Ubisoft. He was also working at Ubisoft. This is, I think, is an original character. Look at the amount of details put here. I think it's amazing. But you can see, very detailed, and then no details. They're just sketches and scribbles. This is what usually concept artists do. They focus on one point. They have a focal point. Because this is what they care about you seeing. They don't really care about the rest. Okay, so moving on. Ibrahim Sued. This guy I probably just knew بالصدفة, literally. It's weird because he's really good. Like, how can you miss out on such an artist, okay? He has 8 years of experience working as a game developer, freelancer. He has his own game development company, I think, working with a partner. This is their website. You can check it out. They have very cute mobile app games. These are some of his illustrations. I have no words. I have no words. I mean, just look at this one. I love this one because it's a scene. There's a person here, and there's a person here, and she's in her own mood, and this person is holding a knife, probably wanting to kill her. I don't know. But I just like how everything leads to this point. From here to here. They know how to lead your eye with the colors, with the composition. They all lead to one point. Exactly as that one. You would see it from top. Probably that's how I see it, from top to bottom. You'd see two kids trying to reach that, or two people. trying to reach that building, throwing a rope. It's dynamic. You can see movement in it. This one is a less detailed sketch. This one shows his process. This image took years in difference. He didn't just right away do it, because this one he started developing a character. And then he liked how that character looked like, probably, and it started developing. He created a sketch, and then later he created an artwork. Look at the details, man. Even the smoke has a battle there. Like, it tells an entire story in just one image. You just can't help but wonder what's going on, what's this character, why is there a gun, what's there battlefield in her smoke. Just think about all this. He sketches, color tests, does 3D, and then he paints over it on Photoshop, and he finishes the entire image. These are some of his freelance work for Fiera. It's a game. Faria. Can't read it. It's an online card game. So he did these illustrations. The colossals, red colossal, blue colossal. He live streams all of these on Twitch, so probably want to follow him on Twitch from his website. And you can see the painting process. He takes days doing them, and people usually follow up with him. He has very good understanding of value. He also uses photo bashing, which is putting photos on top of each other and then painting over them. This speeds up the process. It's not cheating. Well, it's cheating. But there are many artists who are obsessed with painting every little detail. Seriously, nobody does this. The first question when I went to Ubisoft that asked me, do you paint over? I was like, what? Do artists do that? Are they allowed to do that? I mean, back at college, they were scaring us with plagiarism, and you're going to get... have to pay money and get thrown in jail. I don't know. They just creep you out with all this plagiarism thing. But no, every single artist, they use photo bashing. They put photos on top of each other. They add the details, and then they add the values. I will have to stop here and take a break. And we will continue after the break, the rest of the artists, and probably a small discussion. Thank you very much. Any questions? Anything? If anyone wants the bathroom? Great. Go for it. Slides, please. Okay, so نكمل كما وقفنا. Of course, Ibrahim, for becoming better, he goes to online tutorials from CG Talk, Learn Squad, and Gumroad. Gumroad is an incredible resource place, but most of it is paid. يعني الارtists يحطوا lessons, يحطوا tutorials, and you have to buy them. They're very cheap, very affordable, but extremely helpful. I know a lot of artists يستخدموا. Next artist is Sufyan. He's a Moroccan artist, professional digital artist, currently a character designer at Ubisoft. This is his account at ArtStation. You can follow him. Sufyan has very varied artwork. He does 3D illustration, pure illustration, and also photo bashing اللي هو زي الطريقة اللي حقت إبراهيم سويت. He puts photos together and then he edits them, so until they look like a full artwork. It looks 3D. I think this is photo bashing. That one's purely 3D, and then he edits it on Photoshop. He has very good understanding of also light and value. All of these understandings happen after practicing from live images, from video shots, movie shots, screenshots. This is what got Sufyan famous, his photo manipulation. He got featured twice in Advanced Photoshop magazine. He's a very big inspiration for me, because I also recently I started with photo manipulation myself, so his work really inspired me. He takes different elements from doors, windows, tables, anything, and he creates this beautiful artwork from putting these pieces together, creating and fixing the light and unifying the entire design so it looks like a single image. It does not, you cannot tell that these are taken from probably 10 other images. This one's my favorite. This was his feature in Advanced Photoshop magazine. He's on the cover, he's inside the magazine, he has a tutorial inside. Very pretty. Coming next is Shihabuddin, a very friendly artist with very friendly and cute artwork. He's a character designer, a comic artist, storyteller, concept development, everything. With 4 years of experience. This is also his account in ArtStation. Shihabuddin. These are his artwork. Very, very cute designs with also a lot of details. It's a bit blurry, but it's okay. These are different characters. They're just random character designs. Ninja stuff, all fighters, weird creatures. He does really weird creatures, but they all look very cute. He uses Photoshop. He also animates on Toon Boom. He is self-taught, but graduated from the Cartoon Network Academy in Abu Dhabi, which sadly has closed down. Yeah. These are some of his, let's say, studies. Personal studies, characters, color studies, values, all of these. This is also considered concept art because you see it's very basic, very إيش بالصوت صار؟ Never mind. تعال. Oh, this is not mine. لا هذا مو من عندي الصوت. Also concept art because the shapes are very basic. The coloring is very simple. The lighting also. That's the fan art for Daredevil. And then Khadija Saidi. Khadija Saidi is also a very good friend of mine. She's a cartoonist and an illustrator, character designer. With 4 years of experience in her field, oh, this is a mistake. Sorry. She was a character artist and a background artist in Cartoon Network, not Ubisoft. Okay. This is her Tumblr account. You can follow her. These are some of her artwork. She does a lot of traditional work, some digital work. Her style is very cartoonish stylized. You can tell there's a lot of Cartoon Network influence in her artwork. The bottom ones are all traditional, even those two. This is only one digital in this one. She uses Photoshop, Toon Boom, and she observes a lot and she practices also. This is how she improves. This is her window series. I would also like to show you a little art book of hers. I'm also going to pass it around. Oh, and there's another one that I forgot to pass it around for Ayat Hajri. So I'll pass these two around. Take a look. Okay. So I'm going to move on to the next artist. The next artist, I don't know how I found about him somewhere, but I was shocked when I saw his work. Ahmed Al-Douri, an Iraqi and American hybrid, who is currently living in the US. But I wanted to speak about him because his artwork is the core of what we're talking about today. He has 5 to 6 years of experience. He's a concept artist at Arena Let's, and he does really great YouTube lessons. Okay, this is his website. Please check it out. These are Ahmed's artwork. These are illustrations that are probably partially concept art. This is probably an illustration, but if you see, his details are not very fine, but he has very good understanding of value. The light over there is very dramatic. You can feel the sense of the entire mood he wants to. He also has very good designs. The way Ahmed practices, he researches a lot. He does a lot of research, and he likes to explore the feeling within the artwork. And he tries very different methods. He allows trial and error in his work. These are some of his concept art. I'll shoot myself. One day. Of course, Ahmed graduated from Art Center, which is pretty much the best art school you can graduate from. Very expensive, but very good. Look at what comes out of Art Center. You can go to Art Center, can draw stick figures, and come out like this. They overwork people, but they're amazing. All right. Anyway. So these are very different. This is concept art. That one is concept art. These two are more detailed. Okay. ينفع نطفي النور؟ هذا ولا؟ Yeah, عشان details this. So it has also very good understanding of light. You see the light comes here, it hits directly here. The reflections, it leads the eye perfectly. That one has very good sense of movement. More of his artwork. He reads a lot of books. He attends workshops. That's why he's very good. Very, very good. Next is an artist who literally just walked to my table, showed me his business card, showed me his work on his phone, and I was shocked. I was like, I don't know. I just don't know how that happened. An Iranian artist with 4 years of experience. He's a concept artist. He does assets, game props, UI design. This is his art station. Follow him. And this is his work. He does a lot of machines, mech design. I mean, look at that image. It's very glorious. There's a very good sense of majestic. Yes, there's a very good sense of scale in it. You can tell that this is a massive creature. How does he reach that? Scale feeling? Because there are very tiny people in the bottom, and the camera angle is from below, so it gives this big angle. These are machine designs. Machine. He digital paints. He uses Photoshop, 3D Max. A lot of artists who usually, most of the time, artists that create machines, they use a 3D base. It makes it easier for them to render. But they also can paint anything. He took painting classes, and he watches tutorials. And this is a very important point: the community feedback. He takes a lot of community feedback. Some more designs. These are assets for a game. This one's traditional, little grandma, groceries. I like this one because it has, you can see a story here. It's a dead robot with a heart, or a presentation of a heart. Okay. Coming up is also a very sweet person. Fatma al-Mahari is an Emirati artist with 2 years of experience, currently working on an incredible project called Imara, which I will show you soon. This is her Tumblr. Her style is very delicate and very cute. She also graduated from the Cartoon Network Academy. She uses Photoshop, Toon Boom, and the community support and feedback. Most artists, they improve, including myself. We improve by showing our artwork to the professionals, to people who have more experience, so they can help us improve and tell us their ways of developing their skills. So Imara is an Emirati superhero, which probably some of you heard of. It's a project. This illustration, by the way, is by Ahmed Beiruti. just this one, and the sketches over there. The rest are by Fatma. Imara is an Emirati superhero. They're working on a series of animation, all in-house. It's fully developed in Emirat. They have a very talented team of artists and background artists. These are some of the tests, animation tests, backgrounds for Imara. These are some battle tests. These are all done by Ahmed Bairuti, by the way, all of them. Sometimes he does these when he's bored. He just sits down and makes some. Because I have some extra time, why not? Because it's so easy, you know. I'll leave you with the trailer. So this was the very exciting trailer for Imara. I was like screaming everywhere and sending it everywhere to everyone when I saw this, because I know these people who made it. Everything was done in-house. You know how great this is? You know how great when you know all your talented friends are developing this huge project and they're fully funded. It's amazing. I think it's personally very inspiring. Ahmed Al-Jahani. This guy I discovered بالصدفة. He's a Saudi artist living here in Medina. When I spoke to him, I'm like, where are you, man? He never showed up in any sort of community, or we just never knew about him. I came across his, he has now an online course. He's giving a digital art online course. He's crazy talented. He works for really big industries. For the Aaron Smith's One Pixel brush company. This is his website. You can check it out. He is currently working on Wonder Woman for 2017 and War of the Planet Apes. Saudi artist here. This is some of his artwork. He also worked on Call of Duty, Black Ops. Yeah, 2014. He wanted to come today, but sadly he isn't around in Jeddah. These are some of his designs, character designs, concept art. This is personally my favorite. There's a story here. It's a war image, but I don't know, there's this sad mood, you know? The spotlight, the lazy stand position, the color scheme. You immediately feel the feeling he wanted to bring across this image. Just classic, basic understanding of colors and values, composition and moods. It really served the purpose. These are other images of his work, all concept art. That one is, you can tell that one is 3D based. So he uses different ways in approaching. Usually he starts with the 3D base, and then he uses a background as a base also, and then he puts implements all the elements together, and then he uses textures to map the 3D object. Okay, and then this happens. It's layered. So most of them, they use a 3D base to make it easier for them and to make a process faster, because they always have very short deadlines and they have to create something amazing in a very short period of time. So what do? They bring images, use 3D, whatever it takes to shorten the process. Okay? Then, This is Amira Sheikh, a concept artist who is or digital artist. She's Saudi. She's a graphic designer and an illustrator at Manassa. This is her website. You can check it out later.
You know Amira.
You know, I mean, I don't know. So today I'll be showing a quite different style of my work. Maybe some of you are familiar with my more spacey galactic images. So I'll also show the character part of what I do for freelancing, for whatever projects I have. This was commissioned for Final Fantasy characters, so I tried to create this fantasy feel in the background, the lighting. This was photo manipulation. So here, there are maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I don't know, maybe 10 images altogether here. So I cut them apart, put them together, and then create this full image, and then unify it with the lighting and all that. What in the world? Wait. Interesting. There's not. We're missing artwork. Missing. Completely missing here. So you see this beautiful black artwork. Yeah. You see the beautiful composition in that. This is epic failure right here, you guys. Thank God it's not someone else's work. It's just mine. Okay, so this is an artwork with some light studies. This one was a D&D commission. He's a wizard, I think. For that one, I had the person who commissioned. She gave me a lot of references to work with. So I had a very good base on what I wanted to do. Unlike this one, which I pretty much didn't have any reference base. Very, very few, very minor. He just gave me a full description of what he wants. So I tried to gather my own references, going online, looking for images, looking for inspiration, outfit designs, anything I can do to bring together certain designs. I started with sketching and then choosing the right position, gathering all the references, and then I colored everything and finished the finals on Photoshop.
How many hours?
I don't want to know.
Like on average, estimate.
18 to 20.
Per image?
No. Total. والله maybe per image ما أدري. But I think it's total up to 20.
include planning وكل حاجة.
يعني. Yeah, from gathering images to final. Probably 20 hours or slightly above, slightly under. Okay. So now we have a good reference base for the amazing artists we have in the Middle East, which... Have you guys heard of all of these people? Yes, no?
Yes.
All of them?
Not all of them, some.
Half of them?
Some of them.
Some of them. واحد منهم بس? Well, yeah, sadly they don't have exposure. So what we're trying to do, like...
Most of these artists were in Comic Con.
Yeah, most of them are Comic-Con.
Yeah.
If you went to Comic-Con, then you most probably know all of them. Yeah. But it's the people who don't know. It's the people who don't realize what we're doing, you know? We have a lot of artists here who want to get better, who want to improve. But they don't know what to do, they don't know where to start. So what we're trying to do is, what is it what artists need? What is it that they expect? We need something to bring these people in line, to share our process. We have found amazing talents here. Yeah? We need to push each other. I mean, me personally, I improved so much in 1 year. When I worked in Abu Dhabi for 1 year at Ubisoft, and I think I improved. The amount of improvement I had in that year is equivalent to all the 5 years past of practice. Why? Because it was intensified. I had a community there. We were all supporting each other. We were all pushing each other. This is what we need here. This is what all of artists, I think, need here.
We need a system to unite all the artists. I mean, I think everyone works better within a community. It's not just about artists, it's about everyone. A group of scientists, they work together in a laboratory working on, brainstorming all their ideas together because they know what they're thinking about. They are in line. You can't personally improve alone in your own room. How can you learn from others' experiences? You know, an idea will jump back and forth from different people and it grows into something bigger. We need a community that becomes a major source of inspiration, motivation, and improvement. Yeah, I give you a good tip, you give me back a better tip, and work of years has become work of a moment. You see? So join the art side. We've got colors, and cakes, and cookies, and cool stuff. Right? Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.